The Berlin Wall. It was more than just bricks and barbed wire. It was a symbol of a divided world. It was a scar. This scar cut through the heart of Berlin, a city once united. It divided families, friends, and a nation. Loved ones were torn apart, unable to see each other for years. For almost 3 decades, it stood as a symbol of division and oppression. The wall was a daily reminder of the Cold War's harsh realities. The wall was built in 1961. It was a rushed effort to stop the exodus from east to west. It was a hasty attempt to stem the flow of people fleeing East Berlin. Thousands had already left, seeking freedom and opportunity. The communist regime wanted to keep its citizens captive. They used propaganda to justify their actions. They built this wall of shame. It became a canvas for protest and defiance. But they could not imprison the human spirit. People continued to resist and hope for a better future. The wall was a constant reminder of the Cold War. It was a front line in the battle between 2 ideologies. It was a physical manifestation of the ideological divide between East and West, a stark contrast of freedom and oppression. The wall became an enduring symbol of a world on the brink. It was a focal point of international tension, but even in the darkest of times, hope flickered. People held vigils and dreamed of a united Berlin. People on both sides of the wall yearned for freedom. They risked their lives to escape and reunite with loved ones. They dreamed of a day when the wall would fall and they would be reunited. That dream became a reality in 1989. Imagine waking up one morning and finding your city divided. This was the reality for Berliners in 1961. Overnight, families and friends were separated, streets were severed, and neighborhoods were cut in 2. The wall snaked its way through the city. It was a concrete barrier topped with barbed wire and patrolled by armed guards. Guard dogs roamed the death strip, a no-man's land between the inner and outer walls. The wall was not just a physical barrier. It represented a profound ideological divide. East Berlin, under communist rule, was cut off from the West. The wall became a symbol of oppression and the suppression of freedom. Life in the shadow of the wall was difficult. East Berliners faced constant surveillance and restricted movement. Many risked their lives to escape to the West, seeking freedom and a better life. The Berlin Wall was more than just a physical barrier. It was a symbol of division and oppression. It was a cruel wedge that tore families apart, creating a chasm that seemed insurmountable. Parents were separated from their children, often with no hope of reunion. Siblings were kept from seeing each other, their childhoods marked by longing and loss. The pain of separation was immeasurable, leaving scars that would last a lifetime. One can only imagine the anguish of a mother unable to embrace her child, her heart breaking with every passing day, or the heartache of a young couple, their love story divided by concrete and barbed wire, their dreams shattered. These stories of separation are etched into the very fabric of the Berlin Wall's history, a testament to human suffering. Despite the risks, families found ways to stay connected, defying the wall's oppressive presence. They waved to each other across the wall, a simple gesture of love and defiance. They shouted messages of love and hope, their voices carrying over the concrete divide. Some even resorted to ingenious methods of passing letters and small gifts, tokens of their enduring affection. The human spirit is resilient, finding ways to endure even the harshest conditions. Even in the face of such adversity, the bonds of love and family endured, unbroken by the wall. The desire to be reunited fueled the hope for a brighter future, a future where the wall would no longer stand between them. The desire for freedom burned brightly in the hearts of those trapped behind the Berlin Wall. Escape became an obsession for many. They were willing to risk everything for a chance to live in freedom. Some attempted to climb the wall, braving barbed wire and armed guards. Others dug tunnels, spending months in darkness and secrecy. There were daring escapes in hot air balloons and even a daring car chase through Checkpoint Charlie. Each escape attempt was an act of defiance against oppression. It highlighted the indomitable human spirit and the yearning for freedom. These stories of courage and determination became legendary. Sadly, not all escape attempts were successful. Many people lost their lives trying to cross the wall. Their sacrifice served as a stark reminder of the high cost of freedom. Section 5. A Glimmer of Hope. As the years passed, the Berlin Wall seemed like an unmovable object, but beneath the surface, cracks began to appear. The desire for freedom was just too strong to be contained forever. In 1987, US President Ronald Reagan stood before the Brandenburg Gate and delivered a powerful message. "Mr. Gorbachev," he declared, "tear down this wall." His words resonated around the world, giving hope to those who longed for a reunited Berlin. Inside East Germany, protests against the communist regime were gaining momentum. People were tired of living in a closed society. They demanded the right to travel freely and to have a say in their own government. The pressure on the East German government was mounting. Something had to give. Section 6. The Wall Crumbles. The night of November 9th, 1989 will forever be etched in history. It was a night that changed the world, a night when the impossible became possible. After decades of division, the Berlin Wall finally began to crumble. The symbol of the Cold War, which had separated families and friends, was coming down. It was a night of euphoria and disbelief. People who had lived under the shadow of the wall could hardly believe their eyes. The announcement that East Germans would be allowed to cross into West Berlin sparked an impromptu celebration. The news spread like wildfire, igniting hope and joy. Thousands of people rushed to the wall, demanding to be let through. The sheer number of people was overwhelming. The guards, overwhelmed and confused, eventually opened the gates. They had no choice but to let the tide of humanity through. East and West Berliners embraced each other with tears of joy. It was a moment of pure, unfiltered emotion. Strangers danced on top of the wall, chipping away at the concrete with hammers and chisels. The wall that had once divided them was now a platform for unity. It was a spontaneous outpouring of emotion, a collective sigh of relief after years of oppression. The air was filled with laughter, tears, and the sound of freedom. The fall of the Berlin Wall was a pivotal moment in history. It signaled the end of an era and the beginning of a new chapter. It marked the beginning of the end of the Cold War and the reunification of Germany. The world watched in awe as history unfolded. It was a victory for freedom and a testament to the power of hope. The fall of the Berlin Wall remains a powerful reminder that even the most formidable barriers can be overcome. Section 7. Joyous Reunions. The fall of the Berlin Wall unleashed a wave of joyous reunions. Families separated for decades were finally able to embrace. Tears flowed freely as loved ones reunited, their years of separation melting away in a moment of pure happiness. There were countless heartwarming stories, grandparents meeting their grandchildren for the first time, siblings reuniting after years of longing, lovers separated by the wall finally able to fulfill their dreams of being together. The reunions were a powerful symbol of hope and healing. They demonstrated the enduring power of love and the importance of family. The joy was palpable, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. The world watched in awe as Berlin celebrated its newfound unity. It was a reminder that even the most formidable barriers can be overcome. Section 8. Scars that remain. Even though the Berlin Wall is gone, its legacy endures. The scars of division still linger in the hearts of many. The memories of separation and oppression continue to shape the lives of those who lived through those dark times. The fall of the wall was not a magical solution to all of Germany's problems. The process of reunification was complex and challenging. Many East Germans faced economic hardship and social dislocation. The psychological scars of division took time to heal. Today, memorials and museums stand as reminders of the wall's dark history. They serve as a warning against the dangers of intolerance and division. The lessons learned from the Berlin Wall are as relevant as ever in our increasingly polarized world. We must remain vigilant against all forms of oppression and discrimination. We must strive to build bridges of understanding and promote tolerance. Section 9. A World Without Walls. The fall of the Berlin Wall offers a powerful message of hope. It reminds us that even the most seemingly insurmountable barriers can be overcome. It teaches us that the human spirit yearns for freedom and unity. In a world still grappling with division and conflict, the story of the Berlin Wall serves as a beacon of hope. It reminds us that change is possible. It inspires us to tear down the walls that divide us, both literally and figuratively. We must strive to create a world without walls, a world where differences are celebrated and everyone has the opportunity to live in freedom and peace. Let us honor the legacy of the Berlin Wall by working together to build a brighter future for all.